Mystery solved, I think. So you guys went crazy over my stair video last night. It was wild. Me and my husband were sitting here reading through the comments, and we started piecing together some of the stuff you guys were saying, some of the stuff we were thinking, some of the stuff we've noticed around the house, and it made him curious enough to get up and go inspect it. He's a carpenter, so he frames houses all day, every day, and he can read houses in a way that I can't. And he started to make sense of some of the stuff that we saw, and we started to notice things that we hadn't noticed before. So let me show you some of the clips from last night, and then I can give you like a full vision tour.
Because if you look at these joists, this was always here. This was always an interrupted space. This is a new sister. This was sistered on to original. So this was always an interrupted opening in the floor system. This didn't exist. And then this door would have been the door to go to your landing.
If you were to open that door, it would have just been, this would have been a hallway to that.
Yeah, this would have all just been hallway space. You can see, you know, all the little lath nails and the plaster stain on the joist. So at one point, this area was finished. Because like these stringers are old, but they're not that old.
Well, that's what I thought, just because of how those bricks are and the bricks in the basement. Like, these are not as old as the house.
No, this is all like 30s remod.
Right.
You can see better with the lights off and you're blind. But like these are all on layout, nothing's changed. The reason this original double is here is because it would have carried a stair load. That right above us is the new stair landing to go to the basement. But there is a splice here, meaning something was going on here, and this is the new one that's sistered on. But this splice, they wouldn't have spliced just out in space like that in no man's land. And then there's a notch in this original one here. Like there would have been a post here. There's probably a bearing point in the concrete underneath us. Where my finger shadow is, that angle has to be part of an old stair set that was like in this area.
But that's...
And then it went up and it turned, and then there's that.
But isn't this our landing right here? So from the kitchen, you would have came here?
Yeah, you would have been in the kitchen, came up to this landing, and then you would have gone up. This is a different stain, but this is that same 1.25" white oak that we have on the main floor. So when you would have came up the stairs, this probably would have been here, and you probably would have seen this.
Right.
Unless maybe this just never existed, but...
Just because the stairs are original, though, doesn't mean they were here. Somebody, in theory, could have saved these and put them over here.
These could have been from over there.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody could have saved these and all of this, and that's why there's no trim here. That's what I was telling you, is this is the most suspicious part of the wall.
This is a lot more solid than this.
Oh my god, it's literally hollow.
Yeah, because this used to be the stairs. So yeah, like that beam there and everything. This is all original framing, balloon framing for the height to have your stairs. Because you're coming up the stairs, and so you need the headroom so you don't bang your head on anything. Which again is going down into the current kitchen.
If that didn't clear anything up, I don't know what will. But so if you've gathered, there is a door back here that goes to the wall, right? To the wall now. But in all reality, that door would have been the original door to get to the basement. This bathroom would not have been here. This would have just been a hallway and a stair landing. And then this door, we know it wasn't here. This also would have been like the stair landing and the stairs to get down to the basement. Just slightly different configuration than what we have now. And that kind of makes sense because the original kitchen was in the basement, and everyone kept saying that if you had servant stairs, that should connect to the kitchen. Well, the original kitchen was downstairs, and the original access was in the dining room. So if there were servants, they could cook downstairs and bring the food right into the dining room. Another thing that people were saying was that we should have kind of a grand staircase by the front door. This, you're looking at it. This is what you see right when you walk in the front door. So I don't think that there was a grand staircase here. I think this was just walled off, and this was the front hall. we have come to find out that the stairs would have actually spit out in our kitchen, where our kitchen sink is. And they would have met on the landing in the stairs. Another thing that we've noticed is all of the rooms, like the original floors, are patterned around the perimeter of the room. And we don't have any pattern here. And if you look back in old photos, the oldest ones we can find, you can kind of see where some of the pattern was. And we have determined that there was a hallway, essentially, where our stove and those set of countertops are, and that there was a wall where this island is. And we never really could make sense of why it was set up like that until we found out that the stairs actually dropped right here. And they probably would have come out to around here. And so maybe it wasn't a wall as much as it was part of the stair system, or maybe there were some walls, I don't know. But we know for sure that the stairs came down right here. Let me walk here on the back and show you the stairs. If you walk through the kitchen, it wraps around to the back of the stairs here. And let me just show you something interesting that's always bothered me, is the missing baseboard. And then I just found it so weird that this part of the wall had been so heavily patched, but I never really thought twice about it because it's old plaster. Of course it's gonna be patched. But I don't know if you can see in the shadows, this is exactly the cutout, the doorway, where the stairs would have met the landing. And last night when my husband knocked on it, this is completely hollow. We further confirmed that by going in this box in our closet. So right around the corner from it is where that box view came from. That still doesn't leave us very many answers about the scary closet, but I'm coming to terms with the fact that this probably always was just a really odd space, because this is hardly one person wide. Like, I can't really, look, shoulder to shoulder. Just the vacuum takes up the whole door. So I don't know that this was anything more than a closet. There's no way it was stairs. You can't make any sense of the headroom or the joists downstairs. It was nothing. I think it's just a closet.